Hey, so in this whispering video, we're going to talk about the woman who wanted to be king. This is one of my sneaky little love letters for y'all. And I'm just going to get right into it. The power of true leadership is a teaching on real strength. In life, many of us are driven by the desire to be great, to stand out, to claim the title that signifies power and recognition. We look to those who sit at the top, the leaders, the moguls, the icons. And we tell ourselves that if we could just achieve that level of success, we would finally feel fulfilled. But here's the harsh truth. Power without wisdom is a dangerous thing. Those who only choose titles without understanding their true meaning often find themselves empty at the top after all that chasing. There's so many who, like countless others, set out to claim authority, whether in business, family, or life itself. They work tirelessly to climb the ranks. They put on all the effort in just to be seen, to be validated, to be respected. They believe that the title, the crown, the recognition, the position will prove their worth. They believe that if they can just hold that title, they'll be the ones who finally control their own fate. They think power will give them purpose. But here's the thing. That's kind of where it gets dangerous. True leadership is not about power over others. It's not about dominating the space, shouting the loudest, or standing tallest. It's about understanding the responsibility to elevate others, to lead with humility, and to build something greater than oneself. If you spend all your time reaching for the crown, you miss, or you risk missing, you risk at least missing the true essence of what it means to lead. See, here's the flaw in chasing titles. The problem arises when we believe that titles equal value. Titles may grant authority, but they don't automatically grant wisdom or respect. I mean, too often we see people striving for leadership roles, not to serve, but to prove something. To show the world that they're worthy of admiration, worthy of a seat at the table. But that pursuit is dangerous. When the focus becomes how you're perceived, you lose sight of, the heart of true leadership. Service, humility, connection. See, true power comes from the ability to command or control. It comes from your ability to empower and uplift. You said, what, Chuck? I said, true power does not come from your ability to command and control. It comes from your ability to uplift. Leadership isn't about being above others. It's about being with them, walking alongside them, helping them become the best version of themselves. Okay, so when the pursuit of power becomes like a stronger desire for you, right? And your individual endeavor becomes a stronger desire than your will to help those who you're leading, then that's when it becomes a dangerous thing, because now your interests don't line up. You begin to isolate yourself. You'll find that no matter how high you climb, if you're standing on someone else's shoulders, you're bound to fall. So if you're standing alone, there's no one left to share the victory with either. That's why I say leadership is about connection, not control. Let's be clear. Real and true leaders understand that their power comes from the people that they are actually leading. That's where your power comes from, your people. Listen, that's why they say every chain is only as strong as its weakest link. Your power comes from your people. It comes from the people you serve, though, but not the people you control. Because the people you control, they just looking for a way out. The people you serve, they always want to pay you back somehow. They're always trying to look out because you always looking out. They always got a loyalty that's set by who they are as a person. It's not dependent on how hard you scream, how hard you push, how hard you twist. It's not dependent on none of that. It's dependent on the fact that you being here with them and they respect you. They got a value for your leadership. I'm just saying. If you find yourself in a position of leadership and you only focus on your own ascent, you'll be the first to fall. If you're more interested in your own recognition than the well-being of your team, you're missing the mark. Leadership is not about standing above others. It's about being the one who lifts others up so they can stand tall beside you. When you lead with compassion, when you truly listen to the needs of others, when you understand that your purpose is to elevate and empower, not dominate, only then can you build a lasting influence. Real leaders know that their greatness is measured by the impact they have on others. They understand that their job isn't to be the best. I'm the best of the best of the best, sir. No. It's not to be the best in the room. It's to make sure the room is full of people who are thriving, growing, and winning right alongside you. True leadership, it's about balance, not ego. Here's the fundamental truth. True leadership is about balance. It's about recognizing that power comes with responsibility. Y'all ever heard somebody told Peter Parker that once? With great power comes great responsibility. Listen, that's true. The responsibility to serve, not to take. If you focus solely on grabbing power and influence for yourself, it's going to come at the expense of others. That's a fundamental thing. But when you embrace the responsibility of leadership, you learn that your strength is not about standing on a pedestal, but about standing beside your people, helping them rise with you. Leadership isn't about taking the title and running with it. It's about knowing how to balance ambition with humility. Now we're talking. It's to understand that your growth as a leader isn't defined by how much you gain, but by how much you help others gain. True leadership is about cultivating a space where everyone has a voice, everyone has a chance to shine, and everyone can contribute to the vision. Because when everyone can feel useful, they'll be much more motivated. Usefulness is a greater motivation, I promise you. So, what's the essence of true power? After saying that, what is the essence of true power? Let's break this down, okay? I'm gonna break it down. Power is not in control, but it's in influence, right? Consider it like this, right? Consider it like this. It's what you would call flow control. The way to control, so you can go in and try and force control, or you can use influence, which is flow control. What you're doing is you're controlling the flow of energy. Your energy is going to control the flow of energy and allow it to go in the way that you would have it to go. When you need it to go this way, when you need it to go that way. It's like flow control. When you control the flow of energy, it sees where it's coming, you can redirect it. I believe they call it flow control. So, power is not in control, but in influence, right? Manipulating the move. It's not in elevating yourself above others, but in elevating others alongside you, right? Because you control the flow, then you don't have to never leave anyone out. The flow can go around everyone. Everyone's energy can be added in order to make all the energy move with a fierceness. So elevating others alongside you, leadership, is about service, because you have to be providing a full service to your people in order to elevate them so that they can be where you are, and therefore you can be higher. And as a team, you will stand together like this. Boom, y'all making Voltron, somebody got to be the head. So leadership is about service, okay? The constant recognition of your success is directly tied to the recognition of the success of the people you lead. When you focus on making others great, when you put their needs first, when your influence expands naturally, because when you start putting people's needs first, your influence will naturally expand. It will definitely naturally expand. It will become greater, it will become stronger, it will become more widespread, right? When you put their needs first, and your influence expands naturally. You're only as powerful as the people you empower. Remember, a chain is only as strong as its weakest link. So you always will be empowering your weakest one. You will be giving the most to that one. You will be empowering that one the most, because that is what will empower all of us as a whole. When you focus on selfish ambition, though, you end up isolated, Um, when you focus on serving others, you build a legacy, right? So selfish ambition, isolation. You ain't got nobody to be there with, or nobody to be there with you if you do even make it. So serving others, a legacy. You got plenty of people there, plenty of people respecting you, plenty of people remembering you, plenty of people, you understand, testifying that, hey, this person did this system helped me with that. You understand? So that presses you and gives you a greater sense as a leader. It gives you a greater, it's like a boost up when your people respect and honor you. It's a greater boost to you as a leader. So when you focus on serving others, you can build that legacy. True leaders know this. The real measure of your greatness isn't in how many people follow you, but in how many people you help become leaders themselves. So listen, let's talk about the teaching. First of all, don't chase titles, right? Because you can't help somebody else become a leader if you too busy chasing titles. You understand? We're elevating people here. That's what we're doing. As a leader, you're elevating people. Chasing titles are external. Leadership is internal. Focus on the impact, right? Because the more impact you have on others, the less you need to build validation. It's simple. You don't need others to validate you when you have an impact on their life. It's automatic when you have an impact on the lives of others. True leadership is about service, not control. Use your position to empower others, not to elevate yourself above them. Because empowering others elevates others, which automatically elevates you. You want all the influence. Elevate somebody. True leadership is about service, not control. Use your position to empower others, not to elevate yourself above them. Use your position to empower others, not to elevate yourself above them. When you listen, man, that's the problem with a lot of us. We get a little bit of position, right? We get a little bit of power. We get a little bit of position. Now we want to start smelling ourselves like the old folks used to say. And you don't get to smelling yourself. And let me tell you, roses really do smell like boo-boo. Strength. The next lesson that we've learned and we've come across here is that strength comes from standing with others. Lead by lifting others, not by standing on top of them. Strength comes from standing with others. And if your people get that from you, they'll always come to your aid when you need them. They'll always come together when any one of y'all team is down. Everybody gonna come together and make something happen to take up that slack because you're building leaders. Leaders always want to jump out there and do stuff and get it done. So then we need to remember balance. You gotta balance your ambition with your humility. I know you want to be big. I know you want to be the boss's boss. But you gotta be him. You know what I heard once back in it before he passed, that the guy, I forget his name, that owned Chick-fil-A. The guy that owned Chick-fil-A, every Sunday he used to be out at the church in the parking lot ushering cars. Before and after church, he would actually be out there serving people. This man owned at the time I think it was like $20 billion or $2 billion or whatever it was his business was, and whatever his worth when he passed, it was more than his great grandchildren gonna ever need. But he was serving. He still was seeing himself as a servant. He still went out there every Sunday. That's why they wasn't open on Sundays. He said people ought to been in church. He would stand out there and serve. Hey, let me usher these cars to go up in this way. And if you notice, Chick-fil-A still to this day got the best doggone service. They got the best customer service of any fast food chain we know out there. Listen, That ain't even not gotta be. I ain't even up for debate. Ain't not one person gonna go, no, it ain't Chick-fil-A. Leadership, man. True leadership. Service. So if you can balance ambition and humility, then you can seek the greatness of others before you can seek the greatness of yourself. And by helping to produce or bring out the greatness in others, will elevate the greatness of yourself. True power is shared power. Last lesson. The more you empower others, the stronger you become. In the end, those who truly lead don't wear a crown for themselves. They wear it for the people they serve. True greatness is measured by the lives you change, the people you inspire, and the legacy you leave behind. Don't just chase the title. Chase the impact you can have on the world. And the crown, it'll just find its way to your head. Not as a symbol of dominance, but as a symbol of your ability to raise others to stand with you. Lead with love, lead with integrity, and lead with the purpose of making the world a better place for everyone. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is true leadership. Can't lose with that. So I'm going to thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for letting me share. Thanks for sticking with this presentation, I will call it. Thanks for sticking with my love letter.